Hey campers, George here, back in the man cave. Yep, looking at another sharp and shiny. This one, pretty cool, from Rough Riders. Let's check it out. So what I'm talking about here is a knife from Rough Rider, and it's pretty cool. This is it here. Check that box out. And this is the Rough Rider Blackbeard Lockback. Very cool. This box impressed me more than anything else. As you can see, it's got a great picture on the front here, and it says on the back here, Rough Rider, fear, intimidation, treasure, Blackbeard's legacy. I'm going to get it out here. And here it is here. Check that out. Very nice. Very nice. Like the look of this guy. Check the shield out. It's a skull, a resin skull in the handle. Very nice. And of course it's your typical Rough Rider knife. It has two bolsters on it. It is a lockback, and open it up here. It is a clip point blade. See that? And of course it has that black look to it. Very cool. Very piratey. Let's check out some of the specs on it, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it, and we'll get some dirt time in. So here you can see it closed, and it has that black handle with that red resin skull shield, the two bolsters. Very nice. It's got some weight to it. It's a little bigger than I normally get from Rough Rider. 5 inches closed that way, and it has a 4-inch blade on it. Very nice. Healthy blade, and it's sharp. And with all Rough Riders, it's clean. The lockback, nice and smooth. It's not stiff or anything out the box, so that's good. On the scale here, the black scale, you have your 3 pins holding it in normal, your 2 bolsters, and of course the big R on the front bolster. On the blade, it says 440 razor sharp steel, model number RR1723, and it is made in China. So you can see it there. I do like this black, and they call it a black wash finish. So I'm pretty sure it's just a coating. It'll probably wear off after a while, which I think will give it some nice character. A nice long clip point on there. They're not shy about that. It's very nice. The overall length, 8.25 inches, so it's a fairly good size. I suspect that this would make a really good working EDC knife. One you'd have in your pocket at work. It looks solid. It's a nice size, and this is going to do just about any chore you need at work. The blade thickness, 0.625 inches, and you can see there, it's a healthy blade. It's got some good thickness to it. It's going to be a good working knife. The bolsters, just like all Rough Rider knives, are nickel silver, and of course they have the embossed R on it for Rough Rider. It looks nice. It's a very cool knife. Interestingly enough, as you saw in the title of the video, I showed this to my eldest daughter when she was visiting. She took one look at it and said, I want it. And then she posted a picture of it with the title of Yo Ho, which is where I got my title from. She's smarter than me. It has some real character to this. And like I said, it's got some weight. It is a lockback, and you can see the liners in there. Very nice, clean. And when you close the blade, it is a nice smooth close, clicks in. Good. See it there? Very nice size, and for a working knife, this is going to work. When I have the handle out like this, it actually feels good in my hand. It fits my hand nicely. I like that. The handle length, 5 inches. So you've got a 3.6 inch blade and a 5-inch handle. So it's solid. I'm not sure of the total weight, and unfortunately I don't have a scale that'll give that to me. But it's got some weight to it. Considering the size, it matches the weight. I don't see a problem there. On the blade here, you can see it does have the nail neck for pulling it out. And of course, it has the match strike, which is typical for Rough Rider. They do. And like I said before, it does have the brass liners, nice and straight. When you close it up, it sits in there nicely. Very nice. I like this. The black handle here is actually bone. It's a smooth bone. And it, you know, with Rough Rider, the reason I like Rough Rider, to be honest, the price and the value you get for them. That's why I like them. They smooth, they well finished, and they cool. They have some really nice knives. And of course they have the whole series of the different badges and everything. Overall finish, very nice. I really like it. Smooth, clean. The Lockback, very quiet, very smooth, straight out of the box. A lot of knives that you get that have a Lockback or something like that, they kind of have to wear in before they're nice and easy to take it off. Some people really struggle with that Lockback and releasing it. This is nice and smooth, no problem there. I'm liking this knife, and I think I want to go and cut something with it. After all, it is Blackbeard's knife. Speaking of which, in the box here, and I got to tell you, this is one of the better boxes I've got from them. You can see on the front here, great picture. They've put a lot of information in here. It's a really nice box. It is a collector's box. And when you look in here, they give you a little bit of info about that dude, Blackbeard. As fierce as he was, this is interesting. I'm going to read it to you. A shrewd and calculating leader, Blackbeard spurned the use of force, relying instead on his fearsome image to elicit the response he desired from those he robbed. Contrary to modern-day picture of the traditional tyrannical pirate, he commanded his vessels with the permission of his crews, and there are no known accounts of his ever having harmed or murdered those he held captive. He became the inspiration of pirate-themed works of fiction across a range of genre. You can see it there, and they got a nice picture of the dude there. Very nice. I like this. I got to tell you, let's go get some dirt time in on this sucker. So I'm in the South 40 here, and I've got Blackie with me here. Like I said, I'm liking this knife. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to lose it to my daughter. Let's play with it some and see how it does. And like I said, it's fairly sharp. Probably could be sharper, but I can always clean that up. Not a problem there. I do want to do something that I haven't done before, and that is strop. I have never stropped my blades before, and a subscriber told me that I should think about doing that, because I'll get a much cleaner and better cut out of the knife. So I bought myself a strop, and I'm going to practice it. Maybe I'll have a video for you on it, me struggling with that, and we'll see how it does. But let's see how this does. I've got my play sticks here that I like to cut into. This one, I'm prepping toggles, and I'm just going to do that quickly, and then we'll get into this big guy and do some serious cutting and see how it does. Not a true indicator, but it'll give me an idea of how the knife feels in my hand, and we can go from there. So like I said, I've got this stick I'm making toggles out of, and as you can see, I've got 1, 2, 3 toggles here. So I'm going to work on, oh, that goes right in there. Wow. See that? Nice. Digs right in. Huh. You will notice I'm not cutting towards myself there, I'm cutting down. into my back. Always practice safety with a knife. You know me, I'm an accident waiting to happen, so I have to be careful. What can I say? It's digging in there, no problem. I'm just gonna make a mark on it here. You can see it. It goes in there, no problem. I mean, it's cutting nice and clean as well, which is always a good thing. So this is not very hard wood. So as far as its true sharpness and strength, it's not really showing me, but I want it feels, this actually feels pretty good in my hand. I'm surprised. I'm used to smaller knives. So you can see it cuts in there, no problem. So that's a good thing. I wonder if I can drill a hole. Let's give that a try. It is a lockback, so it's pretty solid in there. No movement, a little bit of flex on the side, but I don't see a problem there. I'm putting quite a lot of pressure on there. I'm not worried about it when I'm pushing down, the blade suddenly coming undone. So, dig a hole. It's one thing about a clip point. It'll make a hole. And I actually like this clip point. It matches the blade nicely. I see a lot of clip points where they make them really thin and long. I believe they call that a California clip. I'm not a big fan of that. I think that's a good length. I'm getting in there, no problem. Got a big hole already. But you get the idea. Cleaning, look at that. You could certainly feather with this guy. No problem. Look at that. Nice. Wow. See that? Nice. I do know that striking a ferro rod is not going to work the way this is. These are not a sharp 90, but you could clean that up nice and bring it to a nice 90. I'm sure it'll strike a ferro rod, no problem. You know, that's not unusual for a knife. A lot of us do that anyway, just because we like to have that option. But you can see there, no problem there. So I've got this piece of wood here that I've been working on. It's just something that I work on whenever I want to test a knife, or I got nothing else to do and I just want to sit outside and relax. I like to whittle, so this is the log that gets the whittling. And it's a little bit harder wood than the toggles that I had, and you can see no problem. No problem at all. Just making that spiral on it. I want to get the spiral a lot tighter. It's getting right in the wood here, that's for sure, no problem. And then I'm going to round this off and make this a little bit rounder. As you can see, I broke it. Am I worried about it? Not really. I'll just clean it up and make it look it was meant to be that way. This wood's been sitting outside in the rain and the elements, so it's getting a little beat. But look at that. This thing cuts no problem. And I'm starting to really like the weight on this thing. It sits in my hand nice. Never thought I'd say that. With my hands, I got no fingers. I'm all palm. My grubbies don't suit a lot of knives. That's why I have to go with smaller knives. But this is a big guy. And it feels nice in my hand. I don't feel any rough, sharp pieces on it. Well made. It's working for me. And I do have a work knife that I have. It's actually the optional that I carry with me all the time for work. And it does light stuff. It's always on my belt. This would do a lot heavier work, and it would probably work better than the optional because I could do heavier work with it. That blade's a little thicker than the optional. So if you're looking for a good EDC that looks cool, you got this guy. After all, you got a skull on it. A reminder that this is a sharp and shiny. It'll cut. For what I do, this would work. I like this knife. I think I'm going to have to get another one and give it to my daughter because I want to keep this one. How did that blade do with that chopping? Nothing. Nice and clean still. No problem there. There you go. Rough Rider Blackbeard. Don't forget now. Like, share, subscribe. You know the story. Pretty sure I'll be back again. Looking at a couple of different things. We're getting close to fall. That'll be here soon, but I'm sure I'll be back. Another sharp and shiny. Get some late fly fishing in, maybe a camp or two before winter comes. Then we're off ice fishing and a winter camp. Woot! Just saying. Thanks for watching, and you all be safe out there, especially with them sharp and shinies. Take care now.